Hi, this is my video blog for Psychology of Learning, and this week we're looking at experts versus novices. So I just want to talk to you a little bit about what my expectations were going into this week, some of the things that we'll be looking at, and how we'll look ahead to next week. So as you're reading through the material on experts versus novices, one of the things that I want you to be aware of is that in some cases, when you're reading about experts, we don't just talk about the strengths that experts bring in their learning, but we also talk about some of the weaknesses of being an expert, and particularly how sometimes expertise can serve as an obstacle to new learning, and also to the way that people work their way through problems. As you become more expert, you do a few things. In addition to having more content knowledge about the subject matter you're dealing with, you've also created several heuristics that help you solve problems more quickly. But sometimes solving problems more quickly based on past experience leads to mistakes. Mistakes that maybe even somebody who is an intermediate might not make because they're still going through the problem-solving steps that you learn as a novice. So I just want you to attend to that, think about that, and how it might apply to the context that you're eventually going to find yourself working in. The other focus I want to have is on how different organizations do a good job or maybe don't do such a good job in teaching expertise. In the reading about how people learn, I want you to really pay attention to some of the differences between an expert and a novice, and think about the ways that teachers develop throughout their careers, and leaders continue to develop as professionals, as well as the students in a variety of K through 16 settings. Think about the one that you're most interested in working in, and ask yourself, what are some of the strengths that those institutions have traditionally for developing expertise? Not just the content knowledge piece, but genuine expertise, like is talked about in the readings, and what some of the obstacles are to doing that well. You'll be asked to respond to that question in the discussion post sometime before the term, which is going to be 6 p.m. on the normal day that we meet for class. And at some point after the term, to come back and to read what everybody else has written, and then respond as I've instructed you to write in the discussion block. So I look forward to seeing you online and seeing what you come up with. After we look at experts versus novices, we'll bring things back to campus. We'll get a chance to revisit some of our work on the appreciative inquiry. But for the most part, we'll be moving forward and dealing with new material and working on some case studies. So, as always, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. I think the best way to ask questions is to start a new discussion thread on the discussion board with a title that identifies the subject matter you have a question about. That way everybody can see your question and everybody can see my answer. So good luck this week, and see you online.